Are we ready to go live?
I believe so. It looks like we are.
There you go. I see it.
Meeting. And we are now live on YouTube as well.
Thank you. All right, we'll call the November 22nd Fire District 5 Fire Commissioners Board meeting to order. I have a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Any commissioner absences coming up? All right, seeing none. Any communications to the board?
There's a thank you packet in your, or thank you letter in your board packets this week from East Pierce Fire, I believe it was.
Yep.
It is East Pierce Fire thanking us for our support during the recent death of one of their firefighters and the support that was provided to them.
No, and I think it wasn't Chief Johnson involved in the IMT, I believe, for that as well. So thank you. Is that correct, Chief? Am I off base there?
Yeah, I think both Chief Meyer and Chief Johnson assisted with putting it together and supporting them. So thank you to both of them.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the November 8th, 2022 Commissioner meeting?
So moved. Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. How about some voucher approvals?
I'll move that we approve accounts payable vouchers 198286 through 198387 as outlined in the agenda, totaling $245,994.03.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the payroll vouchers. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ensy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, any reports from 3390 tonight?
I talked to President Flick and he has nothing.
All right, Chief's report.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm joining you from Boise, Idaho, where it's cold. Not a lot to report this week because I've been gone a lot of the week, but I do want to. We've had the EMS levy passed, obviously, since our last meeting, and I think it's good to pause and celebrate just a minute. We got 67% of the vote, and it's a big deal. And I just want to thank you, commissioners, and the local and the community and everybody for supporting us in that effort. Only one more big hurdle next year, and that's our fire levy. But we'll celebrate this one for a day or so. You may have heard or saw an email that Chief Harrington will be heading back to Arizona at the end of this year. We're obviously sad, but also excited for her that she's going to go there. Her husband's been there a lot, and we want to support her. You know, I've always said I don't want a team that nobody else wants. I want a team that people are trying to steal, and her department where she came from called her and offered her a job, and we're proud of her, but we're also sad that she's leaving. And that position is open and we're working on recruiting that and going to try to get that filled before the end of the year. We also filled the fire inspector position. Jake Coverdale will be taking that position. We're going to put him in there January 1 at the beginning of the year so that he can have some time with Paul to learn the job and some overlap. And we're excited for Jake to come into the fire inspector position. The MSOs, we have filled both of those positions also. I reported last time that Brian Johnson has accepted one. We also are going to promote David Hughes into the MSO positions. So we're excited for both of them to start. Both of our lateral paramedics start last week. They're doing a great job and will be hitting the line. I think it might have been this week while I was gone. That's all I have for an update, unless anybody has any questions or comments for me.
All right, seeing none. Thank you, Chief. I don't believe we had any standing committees meet. Did anybody get together that I was unaware of? Okay. Takes us to financial report. Crystal.
Hello, let me share my screen really quick here. Okay, so this is the October 2022 financial report. Not a lot changes from October to September. You will notice that our FEMA Safer Grant actuals are more in alignment with what we've received. We do intend to receive the FEMA reimbursements through year end. Everything looks on track except for the few that we've noted in previous meetings. For example, vehicles. We have a couple purchases that will be coming in 23 and 24. So that is an area that you'll notice is a little low in the year-to-date % of budget category. So overall, I don't have a lot of comments to share on this one, just another monthly view for everyone's perspective. Any questions? Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Crystal. I don't have anything for chairman's report tonight, so it takes us to 2022 bond update.
I think I'll let Chief Oldenburg start. He's got some news about our bond sale.
Yeah, so thank you, everybody. We did have our bond sale, so we did sell $50 million worth of bonds. We are currently working through finalizing those certificates, all of the documentation that's required through the Internal Revenue Service and a bunch of other paperwork. That's moving along fine, and we should close December 6th on the actual bond itself, which means we'll receive the $50 million at that point in time. So everything's online, everything's on track, on timeline, and we expect to have those funds here in a couple of weeks. So we're excited and glad that that benchmark has been met. End of report.
All right, thank you, Chief. So we'll go to old business, in-person hybrid meetings. I think, Chief, you can have an update for us here.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. Last meeting, we tried out the OWL, and you can see that the team is in the boardroom now again this week, and we tested it out, but we didn't feel comfortable making a decision while you were gone. This is your meeting, not mine, so it's kind of your decision. We are working on trying to get that room fully outfitted, but it's going to take a few more months. It might even be late into next year. So I wanted to give you this option. If you did want to come back in person anytime soon, that we could use the OWL. With the OWL, we'll be able to do Zoom. If any commissioner or any staff like myself being out of town or anybody else is out of town, we can still Zoom. We can still put it on YouTube and record it. And we can also have the public Zoom in, and we have a TV there. So I think it meets all your needs, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to provide you with this as an option and leave it to you to make the decision if you wanted to come back in person or not.
All right, so like the chief said, just a little bit of discussion on whether or not we believe the OWL that you can kind of see with the Gig Harbor boardroom right there in the middle, how it functions, volume, video, and all that. Usually when you're speaking or anything, it'll bring you to center screen or isolate you out. the sound to me seems okay this evening. But yeah, kind of our decision if we want to get back to the in-person with the hybrid option. I know it's one of our choices, so.
I feel like the owl is maybe what we do, and I mentioned this at the last meeting, is have, you know, as many board members as are comfortable go try it out and see how it works in person. And I don't know whether we do that, you know, next meeting, or are we going to do our traditional cancel the second meeting in December, which we typically do because it falls on around
Yes.
Christmas. Maybe, Alex, what we do is shoot for the beginning of the new year and then just try to go back in then. And then if people need to be remote, they can be remote.
I'd volunteer to go in with you, Bryce, and kind of just see how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me. I mean, maybe Joe and I go in and then it'll be uploaded to YouTube and we can kind of see how it all, you know, looks, sounds, all that afterwards.
All right. Anybody else have any input, any suggestions? Everybody's good with that?
I can go either way. You know, give it, if we want to give it the in-person try and see how everything goes, how everything sounds, how everything going. I have no problem giving it that try. So yeah.
All right. I'd be willing to come in too on December 13th, right? Is our next meeting. So let's give that a shot, see how it goes.
So if we come in, we'll be meeting at headquarters there then, or
Correct.
or we're meeting at headquarters or city hall.
Headquarters.
Okay.
Be in the boardroom there.
And I
Okay.
think the way the platform works is if any of us had to, because of work commitments or anything else, had to jump on via Zoom, it should work fine.
Yeah, and we had already by resolution had changed that to even COVID, so that we'd allow telephonic participation. So we're kind of, believe we're covered in all matters and effects of that. So, all right, we will move on to new business. 2023 budget presentation.
Hello. Okay. Share my screen again here. Okay, can you see that? Awesome. Okay, so this is the 2023 budget adoption presentation for tonight. Today's agenda will review the final 2023 budget. Also, an area of note that the packet includes the budget book format in a number of levels of details. The budget book format does start on page 41 of tonight's packet. We'll also review the resolutions and levy certification that will need to have approval tonight. Open it up for any questions and discussion, and then after questions and discussion and everything has the information that they need, we'll move on to adopt the budget and the levy resolutions at the end. High-level overview, this shows our budget for 2023. It is shy of $49 million for 2023 and does include 3 funds. This is a little different than previous years. We've traditionally only had an operating fund and then sometimes debt service and funds depending on the year. Key area of note that Chief Doan already mentioned, the EMS levy lift did approve by 66 to 67% on November 8th. High-level overview, same format as we have in the last few iterations, but we'll have our final adopted version for documentation and information if people want this layout. This is by the expense type for salary, benefits, and maintenance and operations. Same layout as last time, just showing our 22 to 2023 budget comparison. Okay, this one is the same layout, but I wanted to give a little more detail into some of the specific divisions that we hadn't gone into in previous iterations. So a couple areas to note for the 2023 budget. The 2023 budget does not include anything new. It includes a base budget of prior year for each specific division, and then inflationary contract obligations for that upcoming year. So I'll start with legislative, the commissioner's budget. The only thing that is of note in that area, we did increase the budget for election costs. This is in alignment with what Pierce County has provided us. We do have 2 items going up for election, one commissioner up for re-election next year, and we will have the fire levy lid lift. So there is some increased expenditures there. We also increased the budget for our left one medical retiree payments. So those are the 2 areas of increase on the legislative side. Moving into finance and admin, I just want to give a couple highlights in that area. The areas of increase there is our annual insurance payment. That's for our facilities, tuition reimbursement and compliance with our collective bargaining agreement, and then a couple software increases. And then moving into operations, most of the areas of increases here are in the training side. Very small, mostly software increases, supplies, our lease for our gas monitor for hazmat. And on the EMS side, it's really just medical supplies. Our inflationary increases are higher, so we've adjusted in line with our current purchasing and supplies on that side. Moving into logistics, it's pretty similar as well. I'll start with the data and IT, also known as data processing, and some of our other deliverables in that area. That is all of our software contracts. That is the key area of increase in that section, is software. In particular is the area that has increased higher than inflation, and then prior year contracts. In communications, there's no change. That is particularly our Sound 911 dispatch costs and our radio fees. No changes there. Facilities, that area is purely utility increases, janitorial increases, and then some slight increases on the repair. Vehicles, pretty straightforward as well. Most of those increases are just fuel, parts, and a little bit for repair. So nothing fun. And then no increases on the health and safety side. So just wanted to give you a little more detail into each of those areas. Same display as the previous slide, but just wanted to give you a little more detail on this slide.
Hey, Crystal, I have a question on the vehicles.
Sure.
Let's see here. $1.2+ million. Are we adding any vehicles in the budget, or is that strictly maintenance, fuel, etc.?
There is no new assets in there. It is just fuel, parts, and labor. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just pause a sec. Is there any additional questions on the slide before I move further? Okay, great. This is the same slide as we had done previously. This is our new capital fund where our bond issuance proceeds are being deposited here in a couple weeks. No changes here. This aligns with the schedule that we shared that I have next as well. So here's the projected timeline that's been provided to us by our consultant at this point that outlines the design and construction schedule for our facilities. Here is the line item detail for the debt service fund. This is an area that changed since the 4th draft that we had a couple weeks ago. The debt service for our bond capital projects, you will notice that the interest is less. We did receive favorable terms during our bond sale on the 16th. So that number has been reduced to correspond for our budget adoption. So good news there. This gives you the line item detail for all three of our funds for 2023, just shy of $49 million. Okay, so for tonight, we have 4 pieces of legislation. We'll have one for the adoption of the 2023 budget that does include 3 funds for 2023. And then we do have 4 resolutions. 3 are the levy resolutions for the property tax, and then the first one is actually for budget approval. Going over our timeline a bit, we are here in November 22nd for budget adoption. After budget adoption is complete, we will move forward with the administrative piece of submitting the budget and the levy certifications to the county. That is due on Monday, and that will help facilitate the processing for property taxes for 2023. Bond closing is scheduled December 6th. That is when we anticipate all of our proceeding documents and everything to be complete, and the wire transfer for our bond proceeds to be sent to Pierce County. And then we have a couple of projected updates for the December 13th meeting. So before we move into action, is there any questions or discussions or additional detail that you would like on any areas of the budget? Okay. I'm going to stop sharing this presentation.
All right, thank you, Crystal. So that takes us to resolution 2022-13, the 2023 budget approval. I have a motion to approve the budget for 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, next we have resolution 2022-14, fire expense.
I'll move that we approve resolution 2022-14.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Next is resolution 2022-15, EMS expense. I have a motion to approve.
I'll move that we approve resolution 2022-15.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, next, resolution 2022-16, capital expense. I have a motion to approve.
I'll move that we approve resolution 2022-16.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Right, next, we have levy certification. Crystal.
Okay, the levy certification form is the cumulative form we submit in order to levy property taxes. It is the same data that is listed in resolution 2022-14, 15, and 16.
All right, do you need a motion or anything approval on that, or you just,
I believe traditionally we have.
all right. I have a motion to approve the levy certification.
So moved.
All right, we'll count NC as the second on that one. Motion made by Sudich, seconded by NC. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner NC,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Next item of business is the December 27th, 2022 board meeting. Being that it's so close to the holiday, we'd look to cancel that. So I'd look for a motion to cancel the December 27th, 2022 meeting.
So moved.
All
You
right.
got it, Kevin. Second.
Made by NC, seconded by Sudich. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner NC,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, take this. Go ahead.
One quick question. Tanya, where are you sitting right now in the boardroom in relation to the owl? I can hear you, but it's echoey and not real strong as far as the audio.
I'm sitting about 10 feet away from it, the same distance as Chief Oldenburg.
I'm sorry, say again?
I would say I'm about 8 to 10 feet away from it, and I'm about the same distance away as Chief Oldenburg is.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
All right, takes us to open public comment. Anybody wishing to come before the board, please state your name for the record. You will have 3 minutes. Anybody wishing to come forward tonight?
I have a quick question. Next meeting on the 13th of December, are we going live? What was decided there?
Yeah, we were gonna, at least myself, I believe Bryce and Kevin, we're gonna be in person to test. And, you know, and anybody else who feels comfortable that wants to come in, obviously can as well. Just
Okay.
do a test to see how it works. And then if it doesn't, then we can go back to the drawing board, but you can obviously still be hybrid if you need to be going forward. We've already approved that, so.
Sounds good.
All right, seeing and hearing nobody coming forward, we'll move on to good of the order. Anybody have anything for good of the order tonight?
Alex, I just wanted to say thanks to Chief Doan, Crystal, and Chief Oldenburg for the I guess updated budget book in the packet tonight. I think that was good work. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you to Crystal has done a lot of work lately. It's always a tough time of year, and I know Chief Oldenburg and the whole team too is, when you're tasked with that finance and budget piece, this is the crunch time, and you can take a breath after tonight and get caught up and start next week. So thank you guys. Any other good of the order tonight? All right, special interest upcoming events. December 1st, we have the Pierce County Fire Commissioners and Pierce County Fire Chiefs annual banquet. That's at Tacoma Golf and Country Club. I think Chief is going and a few others. So thank you guys for supporting it. Any other upcoming events that we need to make anybody aware of?
Probably the Santa runs, right?
Yeah, when do the Santa runs start? We got that.
December 5 through 9.
Okay, so December 5th through 9th, most likely will be on our website. So I believe we're doing the same runs pre-COVID, back to the regular schedule, I believe, from some of the communications I've seen. So watch for Santa and donate those food items. So thank you, everybody.
Are we going to have an appearance from the Christmas Story character again this year? Just curious.
He might show up. Nobody got it, but you and I were the only ones that got it. Everybody else wondered why there was an Easter bunny there.
Oh, Ralphie. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. With that, this meeting is adjourned. The next regular meeting will be December 13th coming to you live from the boardroom, and hybrid participation is still welcome. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a great
Thank you.
Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.